Alright, in this example we're going to have to factor everything completely before we can even start looking to find what the common denominator here would be. So looking at our first term, this will factor into, let's see, we break it up into x times x and plus 3 minus 1. Our second term will break up into, let's see, x times x. This would be plus 3 plus 1. And our third one here over on the right, that's a difference of two squares, so that will factor into x plus 1, x minus 1. Alright, now that we have everything fully factored, we can look to see what would be the common denominator. And it looks like here we've got x plus 3. We also have x minus 1. Minus 1. And then we also have x plus 1. So we have to use every one of those. Alright, so we're going to go through now and we're going to show that we're multiplying every single term by the common denominator. So that would be times the 2 over, and here again I'm going to write this over that factored form so that we can see exactly how that will look and exactly what will cancel for us. So then multiplying the second term by that common denominator, and I'm going to write that second term in factored form, so that would be x plus 3, x plus 1, and then multiplying by the common factor to the last term also. I like to write each one of these out so that you can see exactly what it is that's canceling. Oops, that's not very nice. Helps you to keep track of your stuff a little bit better. Alright, so now let's see what cancels. For our first term, the x plus 3's cancel and the x minus 1's cancel. So we're left with 2 times x plus 1. For our second term, the x plus 3's will cancel and the x plus 1's will cancel. And that leaves us with plus 3 times, oops, I did the wrong thing there, didn't I? I meant to cancel the x plus 1. The x minus 1 is still there. So that'd be 3 times x minus 1 equals, now over here, the x plus 1 will cancel and the x minus 1 will cancel, which will leave us with 6 times x plus 3. Now, we're going to distribute out so that we can clean this up. So this will be 2x plus 2 plus 3x minus 3 equals 6x plus 18. So I've just done all the distribution there in one step. Now we're going to combine our like terms. So we've got 2x and 3x, which would be 5x, plus 2 minus 3 would be minus 1, equals 6x plus 18. And now let's move the 5x over to the right so it will stay positive. So let's subtract 5x from both sides. 6x minus 5x will be x. And let's subtract 18 from both sides to move it to the left. So negative 1 minus 18 would be negative 19. So it looks like our final answer then is x equals negative 19. Now remember, we have to double check this just to make sure that it will not create a zero denominator. So if we were to plug in a negative 19 plus 3, that's not going to be a 0. Negative 19 minus 1 is not going to be a 0. And negative 19 plus 1 will not be a 0. So if I were to plug negative 19 into any or all of these places, none of these would cause a 0 factor. And the only way I can get 0 as a denominator is if you multiply something times 0. So really all we have to do is check these little factors and make sure that none of those are going to turn out to be 0 when we plug the negative 19 back in. That tells us then that our answer of negative 19 is a perfectly fine workable answer.